You have a, no, you're
You're like
beautiful.
pish posh. I'll really do
Look
this
at
face
her.
though. I'm just terrified.
Look
If
at
I
her.
get them again, I'll cut them and like not like what the hairdresser does. It's fine. It's fine.
And we are live
Here.
on YouTube.
Oh, hi.
I think there's going to be a bit of an echo. I didn't hit it soon enough. Oh, and look, I got
Oh
Kinder
no.
Made Fourth in the background. Anyways, I'll change that in a sec. Welcome out there to YouTube land to our reading of Jurassic Park, the second half of our draft script. And if you were here last week, you'll notice that you will have noticed that there is a lot of handwritten notes and corrections and things, which makes the script very interesting because it's you can kind of see what's in the mind of the folks that are behind the scenes and doing the directing and script writing and all that. So it's a very fun one for us to read. I'm going to give you a quick little synopsis of where we are in the story, and then we'll do introductions of who's playing what, and then we'll get going. So we left off, well, we started off not even on the island, I think, but we left with an injury from a construction worker. Construction workers are mining for amber, and as they are moving dinosaurs around and such, so they had to take him to the mainland for some medication and surgery and such, and yeah, well, he did not survive. And the camera that took photos of the graph of all of these strange little marks on his body also mysteriously disappeared at the same time. So, and then we fly over to via helicopter over to a dig site where we meet our main characters, Ellie and Grant, who are paleontologists digging up fossils of velociraptors, and they get hired by Hammond for quite a lot of money per day to go visit and do some consulting on his project. And in the process, we meet, they obviously realize that we've met a whole bunch of actual dinosaurs, and Hammond has this cute little slideshow interactive thing where we find out how they are made. And we also learn that, there's predators that were created as well as the more passive sort of herbivores, the veggie dinosaurs. And we meet Hammond's grandchildren, who he sets out in a nice little car out onto the tracks into Jurassic Park, along with our two scientists and a couple of other folks. One of named Gennaro, a little different than the movie version. And then we find out that Nedry, one of the other staff members on the team, has been paid to hijack some of the fertilized eggs for a profit. And we left him heading off with these viable embryos in a can of shaving cream. And then a big storm is coming. And that's where we left off on this one. We don't know what's going to happen to him yet. Well, obviously we know what's going to happen. We think we know what's going to happen if we watch the movie. We'll see if it actually follows the same plot. Anyways, we've got a small cast here reading for you tonight. We'll have at least one more person joining us, but we'll go ahead and just start with who we have here. We'll let them tell you who they are, where they are, what their pronouns are, and who they are playing tonight, and where you can find them on social media. We'll go ahead and start with player one, who's Vicky.
Hello, Vicky Dykes. I'm in Penhold, Alberta, in Canada. My pronouns are she, her. Tonight I'm reading John Hammond and the beginning actions and descriptions. It's quite a big chunk. You can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Vicky Dykes, and I'm on Instagram. I'm YogaGramma10. And I'm also on Threads as YogaGramma10.
Awesome. We'll go down to player two next. Introduce themselves. That's Haley.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Byermeister. I am from Houston, Texas. I go by she, her pronouns, and I'm a local actor here. Let's go with now my socials. My Instagram is hasty247. Made it when I was young, kept it. I don't get it either. I mean, I do get it, but it's silly. But it's hasty247. And you can find me on also Threads under that, hasty247. You can also find me on YouTube. YouTube, if you search me. My last name is Beiermeister. But yeah, on Facebook, I'm Haley Elizabeth. That's where you can't find me, maybe. There's probably plenty of Haley Byron or Haley Elizabeths there. Anywho, maybe I want it that way. And yeah, I am reading. I am reading. I forget his first name. It is Ray Arnold, great character. And I'm also reading Actions and Descriptions, and I love this movie. I'm excited to be here for part 2
All
of the
right.
first one.
We'll jump down to player 3, who is Jackson.
Hello, everybody. I am Jackson Gray. I am in Central Alberta. You can find me on most platforms with that name. I'm a young actor striving to do the best. I'm playing today Nedry, Tim, and Actions and Descriptions. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun time. Thank you.
Cool. Let's see. We're gonna skip our next player because she's not here yet, and jump down to Aubrey.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. My pronouns are inexperience. My location is in Rio Vista, California, and I am an actor, a film actor, and a singer and a musician. You can find my album on Spotify. I'm also working on new music right now. You can also find me at Luthien the Fair on Instagram and also on Facebook.
Cool. Heather.
Hello,
Yeah, go ahead, Heather.
my name is Heather Lee Cameron. I'm a writer and an actor. I live in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. It's an awesome place. It's kind of cold though right now. Tonight I'll be playing Muldoon Gennaro and reading some actions and descriptions. You can find me on The Storman Latter-day Saint. You can find me on Heather Lee Cameron on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me under Storman Latter-day Saint on TikTok. I post awesome little things on there all the time, and I'm represented by Faces of Wendy for acting, and I am currently looking for work, so please hire me, please. If you feel the need to look for actors or writers, thank you.
Let's go down to Julia.
Hello, I'm Julia. I'm a little north of Seattle. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Grant and doing some actions and descriptions as well. I am also an actor and playwright, and my Instagram is Sandpipers Design.
Awesome. Jackie. You just arrived. Would you like to introduce yourself? Well, she's here somewhere.
Hello.
There you are.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Hume. It rhymes with Zoom. And I'll be reading Regis and Ellie today. I am in the Washington, D.C. area. Pronouns she, they, whatever you want. And to connect with me, I have all of the social medias now. You can find me on YouTube at Cestjackie, Cestjackie altogether. Cestjackie. On TikTok, I'm Joyu, Joyu. I just started a TikTok, exciting, very recently. On Instagram, I'm JY_artiste. It's artist with an E at the end. And on Facebook, I'm under Jacqueline Elizabeth. I'm excited to read this with y'all.
All right. Oh, and Aubrey, did you want to say who you were playing? I noticed you left that out.
I did. I am playing Lexus today and also Actions and Descriptions.
And a couple lines is Harding.
Oh, and a couple
Yeah.
lines is Harding.
Okay. My name is Kat Wilson, she, her. I'm in Gig Harbor, Washington. I'll be hosting this evening, and I'm not reading at all unless somebody has to drop out or their media goes wonky or whatnot. So I'm just going to be here behind the scenes scrolling the script and putting in comments. So I didn't miss anyone, right? No. So we'll go ahead and get going with our script. And I'll go ahead and share our screen here and we'll see what the part 2 entails for us and see how it compares with our movie. Share.
Everyone looks fabulous tonight. I just got to look at them. Oh,
All right, are you seeing that script up there?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to scroll down to where we left off, page 61. So we left off with Nedry starts to slide the glass slides out of the rack and into the shaving cream can.
Excellent.
Interior control room night. Arnold is frantically punching buttons on his console to no avail. Hammond watches him. What the hell's happened?
I don't know. I keep going around in circles. I'm not the computer expert around here.
We'll call Nedry's people in Cambridge. Arnold whisks across the floor in his chair, snatches up the nearest phone. He punches for an outside line.
Phones are out too.
Muldoon steps forward.
where did the Land Rovers go? Stop.
Next to the T-Rex paddock.
Hammond turns to two technicians. Oh, find Nedry. Check the vending machines. Interior corridor night. Nedry, checking his watch, clutching the can, and really sweating now, races down a hallway and into a stairwell. In the stairwell, Nedry flies down the stairs and through a door marked garage. In the garage, Nedry races over to a gas-powered Jeep parked near the door, jumps in, starts it up, and squeals out of the garage. We cut to exterior Tyrannosaur paddock night. The two Land Rovers sit dead still in the middle of the road. The rain pours down. A man's form races back from the front of the car to the rear car. In the rear car, Grant, soaking wet, gets back into the car, closes the door behind him. Gennaro turns to him.
Their radio's out too. Regis said to sit tight.
The kids okay?
I didn't ask. Why wouldn't they be?
Kids get scared.
What's to be scared about? Just a little hiccup in the power.
I didn't say I was scared.
He turns and looks out at the driving rain and the fence that stands between them and the Tyrannosaur paddock.
Yes.
We cut to exterior Park Road night. A wire mesh fence in front of us has a very clear sign. Danger, electrified fence. This door cannot be opened when fence is armed. A hand reaches out, grabs the fence by the bare wire, flips the latch and shoves the door open. No sparks fly. Dennis Nedry runs from the fence back to his Jeep, drops it in gear, and tears off down the park road. The rain is absolutely flowing down, and the road is rapidly turning to mud. In the Jeep, Nedry can barely see through the windshield. He's driving as fast as possible, checking his watch every few seconds. He leans forward, squinting to see through the windshield, wiping off the condensation with his free hand. Ahead, he comes to a fork in the road. He jumps on the brakes. He grabs a map off the passenger seat and consults it quickly. Although he doesn't look too convinced, he drops the car in gear and heads off to the left. We cut to the exterior Tyrannosaur paddock night. In the front car, Regis, Lex, and Tim wait, bored. The rain drums on the roof monotonously. Tim is lying across the front seat, his legs draped over the back of it, his head upside down.
I can make myself pass out this way.
That
That's great to me.
She looks at Regis as if to say, kids. Regis reaches down and clicks open a compartment under the seat. He takes out what looks like a heavy-duty pair of safety goggles.
you kids ever see a pair of night vision goggles?
Cool.
He grabs them eagerly.
Lex, you can use them in a second.
But Lex doesn't even answer, as she's not paying attention. Her head is turned to the right, and she's looking out into the rear window. Through the window, Lex can see the goat that was brought up from underground earlier. It's still tethered in the same place, bleating plaintively in the pouring rain.
Poor thing.
In the car,
Boo!
Lex is startled as Tim leaps up over the front seat wearing the goggles.
Timmy!
He jumps into the back seat with her and stares out the back window of the Land Rover into the night. He reaches up and adjusts the focus on the goggles, turning 2 large rings on the front of the lenses. Through the goggles, Tim can clearly see the Land Rover with Grant and Gennaro in it behind them. The image is a bright fluorescent green, the night vision effect. As Tim watches, the door of the rear Land Rover opens and a hand reaches out, holding an empty bottle out to catch some rainwater. In the rear car, Grant pulls the bottle back in, closes the door, takes a deep drink, and passes it to Gennaro.
Taking kind of a long time, isn't it?
Yep.
In the front car, while Tim stares out the windows with the goggles, Lex is now slumped down in the back seat. Her legs are draped over the front, and she's banging them against it. Boom, boom, boom. Regis is resting, leaning against the headrest, his eyes closed. In the back seat, Tim snaps his head towards them.
Did you feel that?
They don't answer. Tim reaches forward and stills Lex's kicking legs. He jumps into the front seat.
Hey!
Tim pulls off the goggles and looks at 2 clear plastic cups of water that sit in recessed holes on the dashboard. As Tim watches, the water in the glasses vibrates, making concentric circles. Then it stops, and then vibrates again, rhythmically, like footsteps. Boom, boom, boom. Regis's eyes snap open. He looks up at the rearview mirror. There is a security pass hanging from it that is bouncing slightly, swaying from side to side. As Regis watches, his image bounces too, vibrating in the rearview mirror. Boom, boom, boom.
Maybe it's the power trying to come back on.
Tim jumps back into the back seat, puts the goggles back on. He turns and looks out the side window. Through the window, Tim can see the area where the goat is tethered, or was tethered. The chain is still there, but the goat is gone. In the car, Tim's eyes widen. Bang! They all jump, and Lex screams as something hits the plexiglass sunroof of the Land Rover hard. They look up. It's a disembodied goat leg.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus!
Tim whips around to look out the side window again. His mouth pops open, but no sound comes out. Through the goggles, Tim sees an animal claw, a huge one, gripping the cables of the electrified fence. In the car, Tim whips his goggles off and presses forward against the window. He looks up, then cranes his head back further to look out the sunroof. Past the goat's leg, he can see Tyrannosaurus Rex. It stands maybe 25 feet high, 40 feet long from nose to tail, with an enormous box-like head that must be 5 feet long by itself. The remains of the goat are hanging out of Rex's mouth. It tilts his head back and swallows the animal in one big gulp. Ed Regis can't even speak. His hand claws for the door handle. He shoulders it open and takes off out of the car. On the road, Regis runs away as fast as he can, right past the second car, towards a cement block house 20 or 30 yards away. In the rear car, Grant and Gennaro watch as Regis races past her car and flies into the cement block house down the road, slamming a door behind him.
What the hell is he doing?
Gennaro looks the other way, out the passenger window. As he watches, the fence begins to buckle, its posts collapsing into themselves, the wires snapping free.
What the?
Grant now turns and watches as ahead of them, the danger sign smacks down on top of the hood of the first Land Rover. Now the entire fence is coming down, the posts collapsing, the cables snapping as the T-Rex chews its way through the barrier. Gennaro and Grant see it at the same time.
But it's electric.
He stops in the middle of his sentence, realizing.
Not anymore.
On the road, the T-Rex steps over the ruined barrier and into the middle of the park road. It just stands there for a moment, swinging its head from one vehicle to the other. In the front car, Tim leaps into the front, pulls the driver's door shut. The Rex strides around to that side of the car and peers down from high above. Both kids are terrified, breathing hard, unable to speak. On the road, the T-Rex turns, strides quickly back to the second car. It circles around slowly, bending over to look in the window. In the rear car, Grant and Gennaro sit trembling in the front seat, watching as the giant legs stride past their window.
Don't move. Don't move.
Gennaro freezes as the Rex bends down and peers right in through his window. The dinosaur's giant yellowing eye is only slightly smaller than the entire pane of glass. The T-Rex pulls away slightly, then reaches down and bumps the windshield with its snout. It's spiderwebs. In the front car, Lex is rummaging around in the glove compartment, looking for something, anything. She finds a flashlight.
Lex, don't.
On the road, the front car lights up from within as Lex switches on the flashlight. The dinosaur raises its head. It turns slowly from the second car to the first car, drawn by the light. Making a decision, it strides over to the first vehicle. Fast. In the front car, Tim and Lex have managed to turn the flashlight off, but they can only stare out the windows as the T-Rex reaches their car and starts to circle it. The T-Rex bends down and looks in through the front windshield of the car, and then the side window. Tim is eye to eye with the thing for a second. Then the dinosaur raises its head up above the car. The kids look up through the sunroof as the head goes higher and higher and higher. And then the Rex turns, looks straight down at them through the sunroof, opens its mouth wide and roars. The windows rattle. Lex screams. The flashlight goes on again, and the Tyrannosaurus strikes. Smash! The thing's head hits the plastic sunroof, knocking the whole frame right out of the roof of the car and down into the vehicle. The bumble falls down onto Tim and Lex, trapping them as the animal lunges down through the hole, snapping at them. The plexiglass holds, though, and protects Tim and Lex even as it pins them to the seats. The T-Rex continues to push down, and Tim, whose feet were caught above him, pushes back. Only an inch of glass between him and the dinosaur's teeth. In the rear car, Grant and Gennaro watch in horror as the dinosaur claws at the side of the vehicle with one of its powerful hind legs. It pushes, starting to tip the car over. In the front car, the glass windows shatter. The kids are thrown to the side, and the Land Rover tilts. The Rex bends down, nudges the car with its head, rolling it up on its side. Tim and Lex tumble around. On the road, the T-Rex starts to nudge the Land Rover toward the barrier. Over the barrier, there's a gentle terraced area at one side, where the Rex emerged from. But the car isn't next to that. It's next to a sharp precipice, representing a 50 or 60-foot drop. The car, upside down now, is pushed near the edge. The Rex towers over the car. Like a dog, it puts one foot on the chassis and tears at the undercarriage with its jaws, biting at anything it can get hold of. It rips the rear axle free, tosses it aside, and bites into a tire. The tire explodes, startling the animal. Inside the car, Tim and Lex are trapped inside the rapidly flattening car. As the frame continues to buckle, they crawl toward the open rear window. The car collapsing behind them, mud and rain, water pouring into what little space there's left. Tim is ahead, nearing the back window. And when there's a crunch and a seat comes down, pinning him. On the road, the dinosaur backs up, dragging the Land Rover, swinging it left and right. It seems ready to fling it easily over the edge. Grant gets out of his car. He's holding a flare in one hand, which he pulls the top off of. Bright flames shoot out of the end of it.
Hey, over here, hey!
The T-Rex turns and looks at him. Grant tosses the flare over the edge of the barrier. The Rex watches the flare and lunges after it. Gennaro sees his opportunity. He leaps out of the car and takes off down the road, running for his life to the cement block house Ed Regis went into earlier. The T-Rex sees the movement. It whirls and takes off after Gennaro fast. Its tail snaps around and cracks into Grant, who's trying like hell to get out of the way. He's sent flying and lands near the first vehicle. Gennaro reaches the blockhouse, just steps ahead of the T-Rex and tugs at the door. It's locked.
Regis, let me in.
In the cement house, Ed Regis leans against the far wall near some maintenance equipment, terrified. He stares at the door as Gennaro pounds and screams. Regis clamps his hands over his ears.
Go away!
On the road, the T-Rex catches up to Gennaro. Without even slowing down, it leans down, picks him up in his mouth, and snaps his head once. Gennaro flies out of its mouth and sails over the other edge of the barrier. The Rex doesn't go after him. Instead, it stares down at the little building. In the cement house, Ed Regis cowers in a corner. He looks around as the walls start to vibrate and the girders start to groan. Suddenly, the front wall of the building explodes as the T-Rex bursts through the door, sending chunks of the building flying in all directions inside. The roof collapses. Regis fights to protect himself from the falling junk. On the road, Grant gets to his feet and watches as the T-Rex noses around in the rubble. It seems to find something, and Grant can hear Regis screaming, the sound piercing, and then the screaming stops abruptly. The T-Rex squats over the building, rooting around in the wreckage, then straightening up to swallow. Grant scrambles over to the car. He lays on the ground, looks inside, and sees Lex staring up at him, conscious, her face covered in mud. Grant reaches in and drags her out.
Your brother?
He's unconscious! He can't move!
Are you okay?
Lex, staring over his shoulder, screams. Grant whirls, covering her mouth at the same time.
Shh! He can see us if we don't move.
Lex looks at him like he's crazy, but freezes. They wait. Boom! A big T-Rex foot smacks down in front of them as the dinosaur approaches the car again. It draws up, leans down right past them, sniffs the car. Ragged bits of flesh and clothing hanging from its teeth. Not finding anything, the dinosaur swings its head away, snorting loudly through its nose. Grant's hat flies off his head. Still, he doesn't move. The Rex walks to the back of the car, bends down. Whap! The car spins as it is pushed from behind by the Rex. Grant and Lex are pushed in front of it, helpless. They scramble around on their knees, trying to keep ahead of the car, which the Rex is now pushing even closer to the edge of the barrier. Grant and Lex crawl quickly, but the car is moving faster, catching up to them. Inside the car, Tim awakens and screams. He tries to untangle himself. On the road, the T-Rex looms over Lex and Grant, who are trapped between the car and the 60-foot drop. Inside the car, the Rex bends down and sees Tim. Tim backs away furiously, but there's almost no room to move in here. The Rex opens its mouth wide and stretches its tongue into the car. Tim screams and kicks as the tongue tries to wrap around him, but it fails and withdraws from the car. On the road, the T-Rex roars in frustration. It bends down for one final lunge at the car. Grant sees it coming. He grabs Lex and puts her on his back.
Hang on.
She wraps her arms around his neck. He scrambles to the edge of the barrier, grabs one of the dangling fence cables, and starts to climb down. The cable is slick with rain, and it's all Grant can do to hang on as he and Lex slide rapidly down. Above them, the vehicle is now teetering over the edge, threatening to drop right on top of them if they don't hurry. Grant gasps as Lex has unwittingly started to choke him as she holds on for dear life. The car groans. Nearly over the edge now, Grant looks to the side. There are other cables out of the line of the car's impending drop. His feet scrambling along the concrete wall, Grant tries to swing over towards one, but he falls short. His momentum carries him back the other way, and then on the second swing, he manages to grab hold of the second cable. The car falls. Lex and Grant are clear by inches, clinging to the second cable.
Terry!
The car crunches into the leafy top of a tree, resting on its roof some 15 feet below them. Lex and Grant look back up above them. The T-Rex stares down at them, but they're safely out of its reach. It roars once more in a final fit of frustration, turns and walks away.
Stop.
Cut to Exterior Park Road night. As the rain continues to pour down, a gas-powered Jeep roars down another park road. Interior Jeep night. Dennis Nedry drives the Jeep as fast as he can in the treacherous conditions. He mutters to himself, shaking his head.
Should have been there by now. Should have been there.
He hauls it around the corner and looks down, checking his watch. When he looks back up, his eyes go wide. There's a cement wall right in front of him. He shouts and stands on the brakes as hard as he can. On the road, the Jeep fishtails, skidding out of control in the mud toward the wall. Nedry hauls the wheel hard to the side to try to control the skid. As he does, barely, but the Jeep skids off the road, going halfway over a muddied embankment. In the Jeep,
God damn it!
he drops the car in reverse and hits the gas. The wheels spin, sending mud flying everywhere, but the Jeep goes nowhere, just digs in further. Nedry can't believe it. He pounds the dashboard, then sits back and shakes his head.
You have a problem, Dennis.
Through the windshield, Nedry can see another park road, down the sloping embankment about 20 feet below. In the car, he cautiously puts it in forward and hits the gas, but she ain't going nowhere. Nedry makes a decision. He opens the glove compartment and takes out a flashlight and the shaving cream can. He shoves the can in his jacket pocket and gets out of the Jeep. On the road, Nedry cranks a winch from its coil on the front end of the Jeep. He slips and slides down the muddy embankment across the road below and goes to a sturdy-looking tree on the ground on the other side. From the distance, there is a soft hooting sound. Nedry flashes the light around him in a few directions, looking for the source of it. He doesn't find it, and goes back to what he was doing, but faster. The hooting comes again, and Nedry looks up, getting rattled. He freezes, noticing something in the distance. It's a Dilophosaur, the kind we saw down at the river earlier. This one's just staring at Nedry, tilting its head curiously. It's only about 4 feet high and doesn't look very dangerous.
Buzz off.
He secures the winch and starts across the road, back up the embankment. The Dilophosaur hops along behind him, but faster. It circles around him and pops up next to him, hooting at him playfully, then ducks around a tree and appears on the other side, hooting. Nedry takes his head and continues up the embankment, muttering to himself. He nears the top when the Dilophosaur suddenly hops right in front of him, startling him. Nedry loses his balance and falls back on his rear. He gets up to his feet, angry.
I said,
He picks up a rock and chucks it at the thing.
beat it!
The rock hits the dinosaur and it hoots a few times, its feelings hurt. It hops out of the way. Nedry reaches the top of the embankment and goes to the winch, turning the crank to tighten it. The slack in the cable is taken up. Nedry is about to get up the jeep back up in the jeep when he hears the hoot again from about 20 feet away. He looks up. The Dilophosaur is staring at him from halfway up the embankment. As Nedry watches, the animal rears its head back and snaps it forward sharply.
Look, I'm sorry I threw that at you.
Splat! A big gob of something wet smacks it into the middle of Nedry's chest.
Hey!
He reaches down and touches the goo that's dribbling down his jacket.
That's disgusting!
Splat! Another gob of goo smacks into the headlight, right next to Nedry's head. He stands up. A look of confusion crosses his face. He lifts up his right hand, the one that he touched with the spit, and looks at it strangely, flexing it. Now the Dilophosaur hisses. The brightly colored fan around its neck flares wildly. Two bulbous sacs on either side of its neck inflate. It rears its head back again and spits. Pow! This time, the loogie hits Nedry right smack in the face. He rubs it away frantically.
Jesus Christ!
He doesn't stick around to figure it out, just marches over to the door of the Jeep and hauls it open. He's about to get inside when suddenly screams in pain and puts his hands to his eyes. He falls back, wiping at them, but he's in excruciating pain. He pulls his hands away and gets to his feet, starting to hyperventilate. He flails his arms in front of him, blinking a mile a minute, but blinded. He staggers forward to try to get into the Jeep, but smacks his head on the doorframe. He screams and falls back, collapsing to his knees. The Dilophosaur sits where it is on the embankment, just watching Nedry, its head tilted curiously. It hoots at him. Nedry falls forward, hunched on the ground, screaming, crying. He rolls over on his back. Now the Dilophosaur moves. It hops, slowly, no rush, up the hill to Nedry. It reaches him and stands over him for a second as it writhes in agony on the ground, as he does. It hoots at him. Nedry hears it and flails his arms in front of him in panic.
No! No!
Like a vulture, the dinosaur hops up onto Nedry's chest. It bends down and bites his face. Nedry screams, his body thrashes, but the dinosaur holds its perch. Something tumbles out of Nedry's pocket and rolls a few feet before coming to rest in the mud. It's the can of shaving cream. As Nedry's screams get higher and higher in pitch, the rain and mud wash over the can, already starting to bury it. Cut to...
Interior controller room, night. At the door, Ellie, who was just returned, is at the door talking to Hammond.
What are you talking about?
Oh, just a momentary interruption.
Ellie brushes past him and heads over to the computer.
How long has it been?
Over at the computer, John Arnold's cigarette is practically burning his lips, burning down to almost nothing in his mouth. He hovers over the computer terminal, which is a mass of incompression. Commands. See Appendix B. That scrolls by quickly, and he fortuitously examines each of them. He checks his watch.
23 minutes.
Hammond runs his hand through his hair. He repeats the litany. Thank you. He's been receding all day, but his faith in it is starting to waver.
They're perfectly safe. We're in control. John, are you doing something?
This was too systematic to be a breakdown. It had to be ordered by the computer. I'm checking the line codes one by one.
How many line codes are there?
About 500,000.
Oh, that's insane.
I know that.
Robert Moudon hops off the desk was sitting on and picks up his hat.
Let's go get him. We'll take the gas, Steve. Harding just brought back.
Now, don't overreact. As soon as Nedry gets back, we'll be fine. I'm sure of it. As soon as he gets back.
Where are they stopped?
Next to the T-Rex paddock.
Next to the... You want some company?
Exterior Parks Ground, night. The rain has all but stopped now. Alan Grant and Lex are at the bottom of a large barrier leading up to the park road. Like it or not, they're in the park now, and they are surrounded by thick jungle foliage on all sides. They both beaten up, but aside from the bleeding cut on Grant's forehead, none of the injuries look severe. Grant is squatting in front of Lexi, squeezing her arm and leg, looking for broken bones.
I said I was okay.
Sometimes the bone can be broken and you don't even feel it if your adrenaline's racing.
Do you think Timmy's okay?
Grant straightens up and looks up at the tree, and a few yards away, a Land Rover is still in it, but it's settled a bit, now nose down in the thick of the tree.
One way to find out.
At the tree, Grant takes a deep breath, grabs hold of the first branch, and starts his long climb. Fortunately, it is a good climbing tree. Its branches thick and regularly spaced. Grant moves at a good pace. Finally, he comes up to the car level. On the driver's side, 5 or 6 feet to one side of it, the car is in rough shape, much thinner than it used to be. Its nose completely smashed in, the front wheel driven solidly into a thick branch. They are what's holding it in place. Grant comes up to the car and reaches out for the driver door handle. In the car, the door swings open with a creak and Grant sticks his head in. Tim is huddled on the floor of the passenger's side, frightened, hugging his knees to his chest. He looks up at Grant with tears and a blood-streaked face.
Are you okay?
Tim nods, frightened.
Give me your hand.
He reaches out. Tim reaches too, but they're still about a feet apart. Grant grabs hold of the steering wheel and pulls himself further. The wheel turns. In the tree, the front wheel turns, losing a bit of its grip on the thick branch they were resting on. In the car, Tim and Grant grab hands, but just as they do, there is a loud series of snaps from outside as the car trembles, shifting dramatically towards Grant's side, before coming to a rest again. Tim screams and falls into Grant, but Grant holds on to him, getting an arm secured around his waist.
Just hold on to me.
In the tree, Grant and Tim practically fall out of the driver's door, just as the whole car starts swaying again. Above them now, little branches pop off like firecrackers all around them as the car shifts and settles in a new location.
You know how to climb a tree?
Uh-huh. Above them, the car starts to move down.
Then go!
Tim and Grant start to climb down as fast as they can as the big branch that was supporting the car groans and creaks. The branch breaks. The car falls freely for a few feet, then thud into a new branch. which slows it. Grant and Tim are half climbing, half falling down the tree now, sliding on the resin-covered branches, just trying like hell to get out of the way. Pow! This time, the branch breaks completely away, and the car goes into a free fall right at them. Grant turns, he shouts, he puts up his arms in defense, and the car stops, slamming into a thick branch just above him. Grant is eyeball to eyeball with the front grill. Drops of oil falls onto his face. The new branch starts to creak. On the ground, Grant and Tim just the last jumped the last 6 or 7 feet and hit the ground hard. Grant grabs Tim and rolls with him to the side, just as the car smashes into the earth, nose first, standing upright that way. They look at each other, then the car, in wonder. Thanks. Just nods. He gets up slowly and dusts himself off. So does Tim. They turn their backs to the car and start walking away. Slam! The car falls over onto its roof, just behind them. They look at each other.
Timmy!
Lex runs up to them and hugs her brother, who makes a face and tries to push away. Lex, I'm okay. Grant squats, thinking, looking at their surroundings, trying to figure out what the hell to do. He looks up and the barrier that leads to the road.
What do we do now? Go back to the road and walk back?
The Rex is up there.
I don't want to go there.
There are fences on either side. If he's between us and the lodge, we wouldn't stand a chance.
You mean he's gonna get us?
Grant straightens up, still thinking, not noticing he's panicking the kids. He checks his watch, but the crystal has been smashed. While he talks, he takes the watch off and drops it on the ground.
Okay, the Rex has probably staked out the road as a feeding range, which means his whole paddock is empty. So we'll walk back through here. Might be a little slow, but it can't be more than 3 or 4 miles. In case he comes back, we'll stick to the heavy foliage that should be inaccessible to him. Sounds logical to everybody?
The kids just stare at him, absolutely terrified. He bends down in front of them and speaks more softly.
Nothing is going to happen to either one of you, okay?
You're just saying that. You don't know if you can get us back.
Grant looks at her, impressed.
Give me your hand.
Lex holds out her hand, and Grant takes it in his.
Give me your hand.
Timmy?
Oh, Jimmy. Okay.
Tim does. Grant holds both their hands out tightly.
We're going to get us back. Not just me, all of us. And we're not letting go of each other until we're there. Is that a deal?
They both nod.
Deal?
Deal.
Tim?
Deal. Grant smiles tightly and stands, holding each of the kids by their hand. He leads them off into the thick jungle. Cut to.
And it's Haley's turn. Haley?
I'll start. Cut to exterior Park Road night. Muldoon and Ellie race down the Park Road in an open-top Jeep like the one Nedry took earlier. Neither of them speak, they just stare ahead grimly, wondering what they're about to find. Just around this curve at the top of that hill. Ellie nods. Bang! The Jeep hits a pothole, a real tooth rattler, and they both bounce up off the seat. Bang! Bang! It hits two more right in a row, and Muldoon swerves a little as he loses some control. He is just slowing down when bang! They hit the biggest, deepest of all of them, and Ellie almost flies out of the Jeep, just holding on to the roll bar for support.
I'm
Muldoon hits the
outside.
brakes and the Jeep stops. Those are big potholes. You okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Haley?
Muldoon is about to drop the Jeep in gear when a terrible thought crosses his mind.
Just a second.
He gets out of the Jeep and walks slowly back to where they hit the last pothole. Ellie watches him for a second, then gets out and goes to where he squats in the middle of the road, pointing a flashlight at the ground. Ellie leans over his shoulder and she sees the pothole, its deep track on a three-toed animal, a huge one.
Footprints.
On the road, the Jeep roars around the corner, flat out now, and up to the top of the hill where the attack took place. It skids to a stop, and Ellie and Muldoon jump out. The road is a rutted, muddy mess. The cement block house is a pile of rubble. One of the Land Rovers is gone. The other one stands untouched, both doors hanging open.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
She runs to the Land Rover. Muldoon runs to the wreckage of the cement house. At the Land Rover, Ellie leans in and looks around. Nobody there. At the cement house, Muldoon bends down in the middle of the wreckage, looking at something. He pushes his hat back and swallows. Ellie runs up behind him.
Did you find... Oh, God.
I think it was Regis.
Ellie turns away and bends over, hands on her knees. She breathes hard, trying to keep from retching. Faintly down the road is another direction. They hear the roar of an animal. Muldoon and Ellie both straighten up, now frightened as well as sickened.
We have to look quickly. This was only a few moments ago.
They hear a moaning sound from the other side, over at the other side of the road. They both rush over to it. At the embankment, Donald Gennaro lies on his back, semi-conscious, among some palm fronds.
It's Gennaro!
He shines his light along the length of Gennaro's body. His shirt is soaked with blood, large patches of it in a curve across the middle of his chest. His right leg is worse off. His belt is twisted around his right thigh, and further down, the right ankle is bent outward at a strange angle from the leg. The trousers are flattened, soaked with blood.
He's put a tourniquet on.
She bends down and pulls his shirt up. There's a semicircle of tooth marks across his torso where the T-Rex held him and its jaws.
We'll have to chance moving him.
Ellie nods. They move to opposite sides of Gennaro's body and lift him as carefully as possible. They carry him slowly over to the Jeep and lay him in the back. Ellie turns and looks back at the empty road. She's on the verge of tears, but is fighting them back. Muldoon puts a hand on her shoulder gently.
I've seen a lot of animal attacks, Ellie. People just disappear. No blood, no trace. That's how it happens.
She shrugs his arm off of her shoulder violently. She walks to the edge of the road, looking at the deep ruts the Land Rover made when it went over the edge. She follows the ruts to the precipice and looks down below, shining her flashlight. The beam falls on the wrecked Land Rover upside down beneath the tree it fell out of. Exterior clearing night. Ellie's flashlight beam sprays light on the inside of the wrecked Land Rover. Ellie is on her stomach, peering inside, looking for anything.
Damn it, Alan! Where are you?
She stands. Muldoon is behind her, looking nervous. There's another roar from somewhere far off, but not as far off.
Ellie?
Ellie ignores him, desperately searching the ground for any sign of Grant.
Ellie!
Her flashlight glints off of something. She stops, bends down, and picks it up. It's a wristwatch. She whirls.
This is Alan's.
Muldoon hurries over and takes the watch.
Smashed.
Ellie takes it back, thinking.
I'm sorry, believe me, but we have to get out of here.
Wait a second. The crystal smashed, but the band is unbroken. It wasn't torn off. He took it off.
Ellie, that doesn't mean anything.
Of course it does. Think about it. If you were a danger, would you stop to take your watch off? It means he had time to do it. Probably after the attack. It means he could be alive. Maybe the kids are with him.
Maybe.
She turns and looks at the dense jungle beyond.
He's walking back. He's walking back to the camp.
Then we'll find him. As soon as the motion sensors come back on, we'll know exactly where he is and we'll go get him. But if we don't get out of here now, we're dead.
She keeps staring out at the jungle.
Now, Ellie!
He turns and heads up the embankment to the cars. She follows him, but turns back and whispers softly to the jungle.
Just stay alive, babe.
Cut to exterior park grounds, night. Grant, Lex, and Tim make their way through Jurassic Park. They're trying to stay in the greener area, so the going is a little slow. There's no path for them to follow. And then there's the hand thing. Lex and Tim are firmly clamped onto Grant's hands, an idea which he looks like he is already beginning to regret. They trudge on. Lex nudges Grant in the ribs and points over to Tim. He's more stumbling than walking, his eyes almost closed.
I guess we could take another little break, huh?
They slow and sit on a fallen tree. Tim puts his head in Grant's lap and is almost asleep in a second. Lex leans on his arm and closes her eyes. Grant looks at his wrist, but his wrist watch is gone. He looks up at the moon, which is full. Around them, there are rustlings as animals scurry through the underbrush here and there.
Kids, come on, wake up. We can't sleep here.
The kids sit up.
I'm tired.
Me too.
I know, but if we sleep down here, we might have problems.
Mm.
He looks around for a secure place. He tilts his head back, looking above them. The kids follow his gaze up into the spreading branches of the trees above them. In a tree, the three of them climb. Grant is behind, watching the other two, giving them a push when they need it.
I hate trees.
That's an irrational fear, team.
We're not holding hands, you know.
We will at the top.
What's irrational?
Climb.
Wow.
He has reached a point near the top of the tree where several of the branches flatten out, forming the closest approximation of a solid area that they're going to find. Lex reaches at that level, and then finally Grant. Now in the top of the tree, top of the tree, the three of them sit there, dangling their legs, looking out over the park. It's an incredible view. They can see in all directions, and with the full moon, there's a lot of detail. Most striking of all are dozens of sauropod heads at the end of long necks that tower over the park.
Those are Apatosaurus.
Yeah, they are. We must be in a sauropod paddock now.
Grant finds a solid web of branches and settles himself in it, leaning back against the trunk of the tree, with a little room on either side of him. The kids nestle up against him, one on either side. Grant holds them tight. They stare out at the view, thinking their own thoughts. In a second, Tim's breathing is soft and finally regular.
If I were you, I'd be more scared of the Tyrannosaurus than of me.
Grant looks at her and smiles. He whispers back,
Maybe I'm a little scared of both.
How come?
Everybody's scared of what they don't know. That's natural. Sometimes it's even good. Maybe a grandpa should have been a little more scared when he built this place.
You don't know girls?
Not very many, and I guess I haven't been very nice to the ones I did know.
On purpose?
No, you just always think there's plenty of time.
Maybe you just need practice.
Grant smiles. Lex nods, satisfied, leans her head against his chest and closes her eyes. Grant thinks for a moment. He reaches down gently, takes each of the kids' hands in his, and closes his eyes. Like,
Aubrey, that's you for
For where? Sorry.
Interior Visitor Center night.
Interior Visitor Center, night. It's very late, coming up very early. The moon is just setting, but at the moment its light still shines through the open ceiling of the visitor center, illuminating the giant skeletons in the lobby. There's scaffolding and a large condor crane next to the skeletons, which aren't yet finished. Ellie sits in the bucket of the crane, staring at the T-Rex. She's lost in deepest thought. She hasn't slept in a long time and doesn't look like she could if she tried. She gets up, hops over the railing of the crane, and drops to the floor of the lobby. Interior, hallway night. It's dark here, too. Ellie walks down the hallway of the visitor center, idly running one hand along the wall. She passes an open doorway. She pauses as there's a flickering light inside the room. She goes in. Interior, cafeteria night. Ellie comes into the darkened cafeteria, following the source of the flickering light. A single candle burns at a table in the corner. John Hammond sits at the table alone. There is a bucket of ice cream in the middle, and he's eating a dish of it, staring down morosely. Ellie draws up to the table. He looks at her. His eyes are puffy. His hair is messed up. He's the most subdued we've ever seen him.
It was all melting.
Ellie just nods.
Sit down.
She does. He slides an extra spoon across the table to her. She picks it up, pulls the bucket over her to her side of the table, and starts eating. Silence for a moment. Sorry. Silence for a moment.
This was not the vision. This is not at all how it was supposed to be.
Alan's too much of a show-off to die. He's strong. If anyone can make it back, he can.
Hammond looks up at her as if something new has been added to his guilt.
Oh, God. You're in love with him.
She nods. He looks down again, unable to face her. When he finally looks back up, there are tears in his eyes.
Did I play God?
Ellie looks at him, sympathetic, but not here to say what he wants to hear.
That's between you and him.
Hammond nods and looks back down. He puts a hand to his eyes. He's losing his composure.
If anything's happened to those kids.
He trails off. After a moment, they go back to their ice cream. Hammond's spoon clinks against the dish.
It's good.
Spared no expense.
Interior control room night. John Arnold, looking a wreck, sits at the computer terminal. He's the only one in the control room now, except for Muldoon, who's asleep in a chair behind him. Arnold doggedly sorts through the computer system's line codes, one by one by one. The codes blip by, reflected in his glasses, a needle in a haystack. Sorry, the dogs. Exterior park dawn. The sun comes up over Jurassic Park. The danger of the night before is overcome by the sheer beauty of the place. It really is like the Serengeti Plain. Over at one edge of the great open field, a huge tree marks the border between open area and the thick of the jungle. Up in the tree, Grant, Tim, and Lex are asleep in the branches of the tree. Lex is curled up under Grant's arm. Tim is spread out on a thick branch next to them. A heavy shadow falls over all three of them, blocking out the sun entirely. The Brachiosaurus's head slowly pushes right into the tree branches, right up beside them. It just hesitates there for a second, seemingly staring at them. It opens its mouth very wide and chomps down on a branch over their heads. All three of them awaken with a start at the sound.
Yeah.
Tim just points. Lex opens her mouth to scream, but nothing comes out.
It's okay. It's okay. It's Brachiosaur.
Go away!
He only eats vegetables, Lex.
But Lex scrambles back, away from its mouth. Tim and Grant come together on the branch, just staring at the dinosaur as it eats breakfast. Grant cocks his head, listening.
Breathing seems labor, doesn't it?
Yeah. What?
Tim scampers to the higher branches, reaches down, petting the Brachiosaurus' head while it chews. Grant maneuvers in closer. He reaches out and grabs a hold of Thame's lip with both hands and pulls down, revealing the jaw at work. The Brachiosaur either doesn't notice or doesn't care. It just keeps chewing. Grant stares at a reddish inflamed area on the creature's gum line. It seems to mean something to him.
Huh.
The Brachiosaurus head retreats, pulling up, back, and up, and up, and up, turning its head to look at something further away. From far away, there's a sound of many other creatures honking, a sound we haven't heard before. The Brachiosaurus swings his head the other way and walks off quickly. On the ground, Grant and the kids drop out of the tree. Grant looks around, getting his bearings.
I'll be damned. Look.
He gestures across the open area, less than a mile away. They can see the unfinished skeleton of the visitor center on top of their eyes. Oh, and on top of a tall rise. I apologize. Is that a home?
You bet it is. I bet it won't take us more than...
From off the side, the honking sound comes again, louder this time.
What is that?
He turns around to face the direction the sound is coming from. He squints. All he can see is a cloud of dust, and at the end of the meadow, the honking is even louder now, accompanied by a low rumble. Ducks? Grant takes a few steps forward toward the dust cloud. As he watches, the cloud seems to grow larger, closer, and gradually he can make out the shapes in the dust. Dinosaurs. Dozens of them. All at once, he figures it out.
Stampede!
And that's exactly what it is. A stampede of at least 40 dinosaurs, duckbills. Now there's a roar, an all too familiar one, that seems to come from all around them. As they all whirl at the sound, but can't place it, they look back towards the stampede. A flock of birds is kicked up in its path, which startles the herd into changing directions, and now they're headed straight at Grant and the kids.
Oh, shit.
He grabs each kid by the arm.
Move!
The three of them take off across the meadow toward the relative cover of the jungle. It's a real foot race, but the herd is far faster and Grant quickly realizes they're not going to make it. The three of them jump over a huge root network from a couple of trees. There is space under it to hide, and Grant stops the kids. Shoving them. Oh my God. Sorry about that. Shoves them underneath and follows them. They cower, cowering their heads as the herd thunders over the roots. Chunks of everything fly everywhere as the herd plows overhead, their clawed feet striking the roots dangerously close to Grant and the kids. Finally, they pass. Grant peers up over the top root. He looks towards the trees, which the herd is now running alongside. A roar comes from somewhere within the trees. Grant scans the trees, looking for any signs of the T-Rex. And then it bursts out ahead of the herd, cutting them off, throwing them into disarray, scattering them everywhere. Grant, Tim, and Lux stare as the Rex kicks it into overdrive, runs down one of the duckbills, and sinks its teeth into its neck. The T-Rex makes the kill, a cloud of dust and debris. Lex and Tim can only stare, their faces white, tears on their cheeks. Grant bends down and grabs the kids, both roughly.
We're going to run, now, while he's eating.
He's not supposed to be here.
Timmy! I could do it!
He's not a herbivore.
Lex grabs Tim by the back of the shirt, shoves him up next to Grant, puts his hand roughly into Grant's and grabs Steve's other one. A deal's a deal. The T-Rex roars, tilts his head to swallow, and they take off, running as fast as they can across the open plain toward the far-off visitor center. Interior control room, day. Hammond, Ellie. There we go. Hammond, Ellie, Muldoon, and Harding, the veterinarian, are gathered around the console of John Arnold. They all look like they've been here all night, but Arnold in particular looks like hell. He cradles a cup of coffee and stares up at the others from behind paranoid eyes.
Like I said, it's kind of a crazy idea. We would. It's just not.
Ellie?
It's a real crazy.
Just tell us.
Okay, whatever Nedry did, he covered his tracks incredibly well. I don't think I'm ever going to find the specific line code he used. If I can't find it, They can't countermand the order, but I got to thinking. What if I just reset?
Yes. Yes.
What does it mean?
If I shut it down, the entire system, his command, will be wiped out and the system will come back on in its original startup mode. We'll have everything back.
Including the phones?
Everything.
Then do it. Now.
I just don't know if it's that simple. Maybe everything will come back on, maybe it won't. I've never shut off this system down before. I'm not a computer expert, and neither are you. Without phones, we can't talk to somebody who is.
Ellie runs her hand through her hair, trying to control her temper.
Okay. Consider your ass covered, but I don't see that we have any other options. Just do it.
Plus, the safety systems don't allow the computer to be shut down, and I am afraid that...
John Hammond, who has been sitting off to the side a little, looking kind of dazed, finally speaks up. Bellows is more accurate. His voice thunders through the room.
People are dying.
They all turn and look at him. He stands there, trembling with rage and emotion, a shell of his former powerful self. Arnold swallows. He gets to his feet. He walks slowly across the room to a red metal box on the wall. He takes a key from his belt, unlocks the door, and opens it. There is a row of 4 switches inside. He flips them off one by one, leaving only a single lever left. His hand hovers over it.
You asked for it. You got it.
He flips the lever. Now, what? I don't know what that's starting to say. Every monitor, every terminal, every fluorescent light shuts out, plunging them into near darkness. They just sit in eerie stillness for a moment.
How long do we have to wait?
About 30 seconds.
There's a whoosh as Muldoon cracks open. There's a whoosh as Muldoon cracks open one of the Venetian blinds, spilling a column of light through the room. They wait in tense silence. Finally, Arnold turns back to the box. He flips the row of safety switches back on again, then hesitates by the main switch. He throws it, and nothing happens.
Oh, now we are in some serious shit.
Oh,
Hammond?
It's not on. Nothing's on. Arnold, nothing is on.
There's a weapons locker near the door. Oh,
Arnold, who can't quite understand this, has gone to the main monitor and is staring at it rapidly.
Calm down, everybody.
They hurry over to the monitor and crane over to look over his shoulder.
Look. See that? Look.
They stare at the monitor, which glows with a faint amber light, the only mechanical thing in the room that's on. The left-hand corner on the screen displays 2 words. System ready. Arnold looks at them, his face triumphant.
It's on. It worked.
So where's the power? There's no power.
The shutdown must have tripped the circuit breakers. We just have to turn them back on.
And everything will come back on?
Mostly, yeah. We'll have to reboot the phones in here. But it worked. System ready.
Great. Where are the breakers?
Out in the maintenance shed, other end of the compound. We'll just have to watch the fences.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Muldoon looks at him.
you mean the fences are off?
Yeah.
All of the fences?
Yes.
Pause.
Including the Velociraptor pen?
Well, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, don't give me that shit. I told you everything was going to shut down.
Did it occur to you that we have to walk past the raptor pen to get to the maintenance shed?
I didn't know we had to go through the maintenance shed. I told you I'd never done it before!
Guys, we don't have time for this.
Nedry had half the fences off all night, anyway, so...
But not the raptor pens! Even Nedry knew that, for Christ.
From the other side of the room, there is a loud metal clank. They all turn. Hammond stands next to the gray steel cabinet, marked Animal Supervisor, which he's just flung open, revealing an impressive array of weapons inside.
Muldoon, Arnold and I are going out to the maintenance shed to flip the breakers and then coming back here to get the phones back online.
He tosses a short, big-barreled rocket launcher to Muldoon, who catches it with one hand.
Dr. Sattler, Mr. Harding, take Gennaro and wait in my compound. That's the most secure place on the island.
Go with them, John. I can handle
Harding. Oh, Harding looks at them, concerned. What are you gonna do to the animals?
I think the question is, what are they going to do to us?
Exterior visitor. Oh,
Would you
What
like
just
me
happened?
to read for a while? Or
Yes,
is
I'm
it-
I'm starting. Yeah. Exterior Visitor Center's Day. Hammond and Muldoon step out in front of the visitor center. Hammond with a shotgun, Muldoon with a cannon-looking thing. The compound feels different now, more of the jungle than of civilization. They look both ways and come to down the main steps. Then the others follow, Harding, Ellie, and Arnold, carrying the unconscious body of Gennaro. There are two paths coming out of the center, and Hammond and Muldoon start off to the left. On the path, they walk quickly, Muldoon in front, Hammond in the rear, weapons at the ready. Inside Hammond's compound, the large steel gates that lead into Hammond's compound swing open. Muldoon and Hammond stand guard as the rest of the group hurries through the fence. Ella looks up at the fence. The strobe lights are still out. As the last of them go through, Hammond follows them and leaving Arnold and Muldoon on the outside. Hammond swings the door shut with a resounding clang that makes Arnold jump. Muldoon and Arnold look through the bars at Hammond.
Be careful.
No crap.
Exterior path day. Muldoon and Arnold creep cautiously down the central path, headed to the other side of Visitor's compound. Up ahead, the huge raptor pen stands silently, surrounded and penetrated by jungle. Muldoon raises his weapon into ready position. Arnold slows, nervous.
Keep moving.
Arnold does, faster. But as they draw closer to the pen, both of them slow, finally stopping in their tracks, staring silently at the fence that surrounds the pen. There's a hole in it. The metal is twisted as if gnawed, and the hole is large enough for an animal to slip through.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Muldoon squats near the hole looking at the ground. He sees 3 sets of footprints. He follows them with his eyes. They head off in all directions, but all lead into the jungle foliage on either side of them.
The shed's only about 15 yards away. Ahead. We can make it if we run.
Muldoon turns his head sharply as if he heard something.
No, we can't.
Why the hell not?
Muldoon
Because
stands
we're
up,
being-
moving very slowly.
Because we're being hunted.
Arnold's blood gets cold. He doesn't move.
Where?
The bushes. To your left.
Arnold turns very slowly to face the bushes. At first he doesn't see anything, but then there's something very faint, like a shifting of the light, and a shadow seems to move in the bush, rustling the leaves.
Walk towards the shed. I've got him.
Arnold starts back up down the path slowly. Muldoon follows behind him, keeping his gun trained on the bushes. The shadow moves too, at an even pace with them.
I'll stop. You go ahead. He'll stay with me.
You.
Go!
Arnold keeps on towards the shed, but Muldoon stays where he is. The shadow in the The shadow in the bushes slows and stops, even with Muldoon. Muldoon tries to aim, but can't quite get a decent shot, not with it hidden in the foliage like this.
Come on. Just one shot.
He pulls another shell from his belt and shoves it up into the belly of the gun, which accepted with a faint electric sizzle. Muldoon turns, looking toward the shed. He can just see Arnold's opening the door far in the distance. He takes a step back toward the shed. Zip! The raptor... My goodness, where does it go? The raptor moves fast as hell a few feet toward in the foliage. By the time Muldoon looks back, it's motionless again. It's closer now, almost on top of Muldoon, and its breathing is audible, coming in quick, excited bursts. But it's partially exposed. A portion of its great flank sticks out between the bushes, giving Muldoon a good crippling shot. His mouth twitches into a grin. He raises his weapon and takes aim.
Gotcha.
As he aims, the raptor starts to rise. It stands slowly, revealing itself from the foliage. It's a terrifying thing, like a smaller, meaner version of a T-Rex. It opens its jaws slowly and hisses at Muldoon. Muldoon closes one eye. His finger tenses on the trigger. Suddenly his smile vanishes, both eyes pop open, and a terrible thought sweeps across his face.
Hey, where's...
The attack comes with a roar as the other two raptors come flashing out nowhere, descending on Muldoon from both sides. His gun doesn't even go off as they're on him in a second, snapping and tearing. Pack hunters. Cut to exterior jungle day. Grant, Tim, and Lex crumble through the jungle, completely out of breath, exhausted. Grant practically drags them up the last hill, but they make it and collapse at the base of the high fence that surrounds the main compound. They lie on the ground for a moment spent. Grant sits up first and looks at the fence. It must be over 20 feet high. Grant gets up. He looks at one of the warning lights on the fence. It's out. He picks up a stick and pokes the wire. No sparks fly. Power's off. It's pretty big climb, though. You both think you can make it?
I don't know.
What if I fall?
Far in the distance, T-Rex roars. Both kids jump up and hit the fence. Cut to interior Hammond quarters day. Close and Ellie's foot as she laces up a running shoe. Ellie, Hammond, Gennaro, and Harding are in the living room of Hammond private quarters, which have the look of an expensive safari lodge. Hammond still has the gun and looks worried as hell, watching Ellie lace up.
You don't have to be the one to go.
Anybody think they're faster?
Harding and Hammond just look at each other.
It doesn't matter. It should be one of the men.
Look, either the power should be on or they should be out. Like something went wrong. We'll discuss sexism in survival situations when I get back.
She takes a walkie-talkie off the couch and shoves it in her belt. She tosses the other one to Hammond, who catches it.
Just talk me through it.
Exterior compound day. Hammond and Ellie head to the gate in front of his compound. The wind is picking up now, blowing leaves everywhere. Hammond holds onto his head as he reaches for the gate. His hand pauses at the latch. He looks back at Ellie. She's just standing in the middle of his compound, taking deep breaths, shaking out her legs. She nods to him. Hammond opens the gate. Ellie takes one last breath and takes off on the path. Ellie sprints out an open gate down the path as fast as she can. She tears along for all she's worth, hardly even flinching at the sound of the gate clanging shut far behind her. She's fast as hell, and in a second she's to the raptor's pen. She slows, letting out a little shriek as she sees Muldoon's body gored in the middle of the path. But she doesn't dare slow down, just vaults over the body, landing on the other side, legs still pumping, the main in the shed only a few yards away, its door hanging open. She sails through the doorway. In the shed, she slams the door shut behind her and leans against it, breathing hard. She made it. Cut to exterior jungle day. A hand comes into the foreground and takes a firm grip on one of the tight fence cables. Another hand follows it, then a third, then 3 more hands. Grant, Tim, and Lex climb the fence, pulling themselves up by the tension wires, crawling right past the danger sign that tells them this fence ought to be electrified. They're about halfway up. Interior maintenance shed day. Ellie is still at the door in the shed, catching her breath. She pulls the radio out of her belt and raises it to her mouth.
I made it.
Interior Hammond's quarters day. Hammond closes his eyes with relief. He speaks into his radio.
Head straight down the main stair and turn left at the bottom.
Interior maintenance shed day. Ellie isn't listening. She's looking down at her left hand, with which she was holding onto the stair rail. There's wet paint on her palm, and a sign to that effect over the rail.
Ellie?
Ellie snaps out of it.
Right. Got it.
She makes her way down to the main stairwell. She turns left and starts down a long corridor. There's a maze of pipes, ducts, and electrical work on both sides of her. Exterior jungle day. Grant and the kids are now near the top of the fence. The warning light next to Grant's hand is still out. Interior shed day. Ellie moves down the corridor. A dead end is visible up ahead. She speaks into the radio, frightened.
There's a dead end.
That's good. The junction box is all the way at the end of the left. It has a blue door.
As Ellie reaches the end of the corridor, she sees a blue door hanging open at the left side. She furrows her brow, not liking that.
Okay, I see it.
She pushes the door open even further, revealing a vast array of breakers and switches inside.
Which ones do I turn on?
Anything that's off. Isn't there an instruction sheet on the inside of the door?
Ellie looks at the side of the door where a white piece of paper is taped. She shoves the radio on her belt and scans it. Exterior jungle day. Grant and the kids swing over the top of the fence and start to climb down. Interior shed day. Ellie's hand moves rapidly, flicking the circuit breakers back on one by one. She looks back to the door panel.
Primary engage.
She looks back to the panel, running her fingers over the switches. There's a large square white button with just those words on it. She pushes it. Exterior jungle day. A warning light next to Grant's head flashes once, coming back to life. Grant's eyes go wide. He looks at his hands, which are straddling one of the danger signs. He lets go, dropping the last few feet to the ground. He looks up at the kids still near the top. Hurry, both of you! Interior shed day. Ellie's back to the instructions.
Main connection lever.
She looks all the way to the right of the junction box and sees it. A long gray lever. She reaches for it. Interior jungle day. Grant catches Lex, who drops the last few feet off the fence. He looks up at Tim, who is still far up near the top, in fact, and he has slowed down considerably. Come on, Tim! Grant looks at the warning light, which is now flashing faster. Move, damn it! Interior shed day. Ellie reaches for the gray lever. Her hands lock around it. She pulls it, but nothing happens.
Huh?
Exterior jungle day. The fence is now starting to hum slightly. Tim, terrified, has frozen where he is. Tim, you have to let go.
No!
Timmy!
Interior shed day. Ellie's back at the door panel reading the instructions.
And return to ready position. Okay, I got it.
She closes her hand around the gray bar again.
Here goes nothing.
Exterior jungle day. Grant and Lex are both screaming at Tim.
Stop.
I will catch you, I promise. Just let go. Tim hesitates. Then he lets go. He drops like a stone, but Grant catches him. The kid thuds into his chest and both of them crash to the ground. Interior shed day. Ellie throws the lever back into its ready position. There's a low hum in the shed and the fluorescent lights come on one by one.
Thank God.
A raptor appears out of nowhere and slashes out at Ellie from behind the control panel. It takes a lunging sweep at her, but it gets stuck, its feet and legs tangled in the maze of pipes at the floor. Ellie shouts, backs up into the pipes on the other side of the aisle, frantic. A dead arm falls onto her shoulder. Ellie screams and spins away. The arm falls to the ground. Now facing the other way for the first time, Ellie sees John Arnold, or what's left of him, lying in a tangle of pipes just past the control panel. She takes off running as fast as she can back the way she came. After a moment, the raptor finally untangles itself from the pipes and gives chase. This is our first good look at it, at the thing moving out in the open, and if it weren't so terrifying, we could admit that it truly is a thing of beauty. It's intensely muscled and coordinated as hell, a smoothly designed predator. But Ellie is in no mood to admire it. She reaches the stairs and hits them hard, flying up them. The raptor must have hit them shortly after. She can hear the clicking and clanging as it tries to scramble up them, but she doesn't look back. She reaches the top, throws open the door, throws herself outside. Exterior shed day, and slams the door behind her, just as the raptor's head snarls at her from near the top of the stairs. It hits the door hard, clanging into it, but the door holds fast. Cut to Interior Visitor Center's day. Grant, Tim, and Lex come into the deserted visitor center. Grant calls out loud, "Hello?" There's no answer. He kneels down to talk to the kids. Okay, we're safe here. You must be starving. See if you can find some food in the cafeteria.
Okay.
I'll find the others.
Opera gets AD.
All right. Tim and Lex run off down the hallway to the cafeteria. Grant stares up at the stairs to the second floor. Interior corridor day. Grant comes down the second floor hallway, which is also deserted. He leans up against the window to the hatchery, cupping his hand around his eyes to look inside. But it's empty. lit only by the blue-green of the ultraviolets. Interior cafeteria day. Tim and Lex are in the cafeteria. They walk among the empty tables, all of which have chairs on them except for one, the one Hammond and Ellie were at the night before. They stop in the middle of the room, eyes wide.
Did you see what I see?
Yeah! They take off across the room to an all-you-can-eat cafeteria counter that's set up near the doors to the kitchen. It looks at least a day old, but they're not fussy. They dig in right at the counter. Interior, control room, day. Grant comes in to the double doors into the control room. Nobody there.
What the hell?
Interior cafeteria day. Tim and Lex are eating right from the trough. They hear a noise from the doorway and they whirl food in their hands. It's Grant.
I didn't mean to scare you. I'm going to look over at your grandpa's. Stay put, okay?
They nod, their mouths full. Grant smiles, turns, and walks away. As he goes across the lobby of the visitor center, they can see his silhouette moving through the translucent mural that depicts dinosaurs in various settings. Food piled high on their trays. The kids move to the table. Lex has all vegetables. Tim has all desserts. Check it out. No meat. I'm an herbivore.
Check it out. I'm a desertivore.
Tim laughed. Sorry, Lex laughs. Tim rocks in his seat, humming as he eats.
Hey, you know what?
He looks up but freezes when he sees Lex's face. She's staring over his shoulder, eyes wide, a spoonful of Jell-O halfway to her mouth. Her hand shakes. The Jell-O quivers.
Lex?
Behind him, one of the silhouettes on the mural is a raptor in a hunting pose. While Lex stares at it, the silhouette of a real raptor moves out from behind it and creeps forward in the lobby of the visitor center. Lex ducks down under the table. Tim turns around and watches this raptor silhouette move behind the mural. Tim moves fast, bolting under the table with Lex. Under the table, Lex peeks out from behind the tablecloth. She can't see anything, but can hear the clicking of the raptor's claws on the floor as it enters the cafeteria. Tim and Lex look at each other, terrified, as the raptor feet walk right up to the table. They watch the feet as they circle the table. The claws leave long, deep scratches in the wood floor. They jump as a second pair of feet appears on the other side of the table. Tim almost screams, but clamps his hands over his mouth. Food drops and splatters on the floor as the raptors eat whatever's on the table. One of the raptor's feet leaps sharply into the air, kicking one of the chairs. A chair sails across the floor and smashes into the other table, wiping it out like a bowling ball. Tim and Lex cower under the table, but the tablecloth starts to rise up, pulled from above, rises higher, threatening to expose him until Lex reaches up and tugs it back down slowly. Food falls from the table as she does so. A raptor's head bends down on the floor and starts to eat the spilled food. Tim and Lex open their mouths to scream, but no sound comes out. The raptor finishes and lifts up again. Tim and Lex look up at the table above them. Through the glass top, they can see the shadows of the raptors and the food on the white tablecloth. On the table, a raptor's foot kicks over a can of clear soda. It glugs out onto the tablecloth. Under the table, Tim and Lex watch as the spill gets bigger and bigger, and with a disturbing effort, the spill is making the wet tablecloth transparent. They can see the raptor's head clearly through it, surely as it can see them. On the table, the first raptor stands on the table, eating and scattering food. The second raptor crouches and springs up on the table, rocking it and pushing the first raptor to the edge. Crash! The table trips over, exposing the kids, but dumping the raptors on the other side. The kids are momentarily hidden from the raptors by the overturned table. The raptors turn to the open buffet, and the kids take advantage of the distraction. They start to roll the table toward the door to the kitchen, scurrying along, hidden behind it. The doorway to the kitchen is open ahead of them. With raptors growling and chewing in the background, Tim and Lex scamper into the kitchen, leaving the overturned table behind. Interior kitchen day. Tim pulls the shiny metal door shut as quickly as he possibly can. With a distinctive click, it latches shut, but there's no lock. He slides down to the floor beside Lex, breathing hard. They look around the room frantically and whisper to each other.
There's no other way out.
We'll have to wait until they leave. Hammond's quarters day. Grant, now back in Hammond's. I have no idea what that says. Grant,
With the others and apparently
in Hammond's yearns? I don't know. With the others apparently briefed. He racks the bolt on a 10-gauge shotgun. He turns to Ellie. Wait, what? Okay.
don't worry, I brought them this far. I'll get your kids back.
Hammond nods numbly.
I'll go with you.
Grant just nods, throwing a belt full of shells over his shoulder.
There's just the two raptors, right? You're sure the third one's contained?
Unless they figured out how to open doors.
Interior kitchen day. A raptor's head pops into view, visible around the round windows in the middle of the cafeteria door. It just looks for a moment. Its breath its breath steaming up the window. It butts its head against the door, futilely. Futilely. Tim and Lex cower behind a large steel cabinet at the other end of the room, hidden from the view of the raptor. They watch, terrified, as the raptor hits its head against the door. Again. Thump, thump, thump. But the door doesn't budge. Out in the cafeteria, the raptor snarls and looks down, tilting his head at the door handle, trying to figure it out. In the kitchen, Tim and Lex stare in shock as the door handle starts to turn. They suck their breath in, wide-eyed. The door opens. The first raptor stands in the doorway, drawing itself up to its full height. It snarls. Tim and Lex start to crawl away, around to the other side of the counter. As the raptor moves down the first aisle, they move in the opposite direction up the second. As they pass the raptor feet, Lex freezes, staring at them under the counter. Tim doesn't notice Lex isn't with him anymore until he nears the end of the aisle. He turns back to look for her, and as he does, he brushes against some banging kitchen utensils. The first raptor whirls around. Tim and Lex freeze where they are. The second raptor comes in the door. Tim looks around frantically for a better place to hide. Lex sees a steel cabinet behind her. Its sliding door slid up and open. He crawls inside silently. Now, as the first raptor moves towards him, Tim doubles back the way he came, further into the kitchen. He can't keep this up for much longer. He looks ahead to the end of the aisle. There's a walk-in freezer in the far wall with a pin-looking handle. At the other end of the aisle, Lex, now inside the steel cabinet, tries to pull the door down to conceal herself, but it's stuck. The metal grinds as she pulls harder. The first raptor hears. It turns and sees Lex's reflection in a shiny cabinet front, starts towards her. Lex tries frantically to lower the cabinet door. The raptor ducks its head, going into a pre-attack crouch. Tim makes a break for the walk-in freezer. The second raptor spots him. It whirls, its tail whacking a food cart up against the wall. Tim races towards the freezer. The raptor charges after him. Just open floor space between them. Lex tucks on the cover, but no avail. The raptor lunges and thuds into the shiny surface, sparing her reflection. It chased the wrong image. It sags to the floor, semi-conscious. At the other end of the aisle, the real Lex screams as the second raptor bears down on Tim. Tim reaches the freezer, rips the door open, and dashes inside. But the floor is cold and slick, and his feet go right out from under him. He sprawls across the floor, and the raptor sprawls across beside him, unable to stop itself quickly on the tile floor. The raptor smashes into a supply shelf. Tim scrambles to his feet and out of the freezer. Lex slams the door shut just as Tim is clear. The raptor roars and screams aside, but Lex jams the pin through the handle, locking it in. Interior cafeteria day. Tim and Lex run as fast as they can across the cafeteria. They stare back over their shoulders as they run. The dark shape looms up in front of them that they don't even see. They crash into it, fall back to the floor, and look up. Grant and Ellie stand over them.
Are you okay?
He bends down. Tim and Lex leap to their feet, and they all throw their arms around one another, hugging tightly. But Grant Smile suddenly vanishes. He straightens up, moves the kids quietly behind him, and pulls a gun off of his shoulder.
Get behind me.
The others look up at what he's looking at. The first raptor has regained consciousness and is standing in the doorway from the kitchen, staring at them. Ellie huddles the two kids close, and they stand behind Grant. He raises the gun, pointing it straight at the raptor's head. The raptor crouches. It starts to advance slowly, smoothly, stalking.
Shoot it, Alan!
Grant closes one eye, focusing on the raptor. The raptor's tail goes up as it moves to a crouched position, ready to spring. Grant squeezes the trigger. Nothing happens.
The safety's on.
The what?
The raptor pounces. Grant shouts and falls back into a pile of boxes. The raptor sails over its head, lands lands onto its feet, and turns to Ellie, who is hugging the two kids close to her in abject fear. Grant rolls over into a sitting position, flicks the safety off, fires twice, and the enormous blast catches the raptor in the side of the head and body. The raptor staggers, flailing its arms to grab hold of something. Its talons fall on a life-size cardboard cutout of John Hammond. The claws rip through Hammond's head, and the raptor collapses to the floor and dies.
Let's go.
He slings the gun over his shoulder, grabs the two kids, and heads for the door. Ellie follows, but pauses in the door of the lobby. She's staring at the lobby floor where a set of footprints leads into the visitor centers from the front door. They're animal prints, but sticky and yellow. There's only a few, and then they grow faint and disappear. As they go, Ellie flips her hand over and looks at her palm. It's sticky and yellow, and she touched red paint.
Hey,
But Grant reaches over and grabs her arm, tugging her towards the stairs.
Let's go.
They race across the lobby and up the stairs to the second floor.
cut to interior control room day. The door to the control room smacks open. Grant, Ellie, and the kids burst in. Grant locks the door behind them, and they head straight for the main computer terminal. Arnold said the phone system had to be rebooted here.
You mean we can call for help?
In a second, Tim.
He sits at the chair in front of the computer screen. The screen is flashing at him, dominated by a maze-like grid. Grant just blinks at it.
Is there like a power switch or something?
Ellie drags him out of the chair and slides into it. For you, that's a cry for... She studies the grid. It would be communication, something like that. Grant reaches over, touches the screen, pointing to something.
What about this?
The screen beeps and the grid changes completely. Ellie slaps his hand.
I'm sorry.
She punches a few more keys and the original screen comes back. Here, telecom. She taps the keys. Cut to interior Hammond's quarters day. Hammond and Harding are huddled over Gennaro, who is starting to look a little delirious. The phone rings. They look at each other wide-eyed and lunge for it. Hammond gets it first.
Grant?
Interior control room day. All the screens in the control room have come alive now, and data is scrolling by at an incredible speed as every remaining system in the park comes back online. Ellie is still at the keyboard. Grant is on the phone. The kids huddle near them, not about to go anywhere.
Ellie's got the phones back on. Call the mainland. Have them send a helicopter.
Interior, Hammond's quarters day. Hammond is on the phone.
The kids, Grant, are they okay?
They're fine.
Suddenly, Grant stops in the middle of a sentence. A scream cuts in, then 3 gunshots, fast, and a horrible clunking as the phone is dropped.
Grant! Grant!
But there's no answer. Interior control room day. Grant's rifle lies on the floor, smoking, several spent shells alongside it. The front window of the control room is 3 huge impact shatter patterns in the glass where the gunshots hit. Feet race up a ladder as Grant helps Tim up through the ceiling panel and into the ceiling crawl space.
Hurry!
Lex and Ellie look down from the ceiling where they are already. Grant looks over to the front window, scared as hell, just as it shatters. In a shower of glass as the last of those fucking raptors explodes into the control room, it lands on its feet in the middle of the floor, swiveling its head. Grant vaults himself up into the ceiling. The raptor whirls. In the crawl space, Grant, Ellie, and the kids dash across the ceiling panels, moving fast but carefully so as not to break through the soft areas. The raptor's head smashes through a panel behind them as it leaps up at them. They keep moving forward. Now, the raptor's head smashes through a panel in front of them, snapping inches away from them. In the control room, the raptor lands, regains its balance, and leaps again, smashing through the ceiling panels. It lands again, missing its prey. In the crawl space, Grant looks around frantically and spots an air duct a few yards away.
Into the air duct.
They move for it, but the raptor's head crashes through the ceiling again, this time right underneath Lex. She screams and falls back, but Grant is right there, smashing his butt into the side of the raptor's head. The raptor snaps, taking the whole sole of the boot down with it as it falls. Lex spins into the hole in the ceiling, but Ellie grabs her by the collar. Below, the raptor is just getting to its feet as Ellie jerks Lex back into the ceiling. The raptor springs, but too late. Ellie and Lex scramble over to the air duct and join Grant and Tim inside it. In the air duct, Grant, Ellie, and the kids crawl through the air duct as fast as they can, the thin metal booming around them. They reach a metal grate that shows daylight beneath. Grant reaches out and pulls it up. Through the grate, they can see the lobby of the visitors' center below. They're directly above the skeletons of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex, and the sauropod is attacking. The unfinished skeletons are surrounding by scaffolded. And Grant says,
Down through here.
in the lobby, Grant and the others climb down out of the air duct and onto a platform of the scaffolding. The large condor crane that Ellie sat in earlier is next to the scaffolding, and they jump down onto it. Grant looks at the controls, trying to figure out how to take this thing down as it's too far to jump. The group has only been under siege for a few minutes, but they're all wired, white as ghosts, gripping the railings of the condor tightly.
Come on, come on.
He finds a key and turns it. The condor engine coughs and sputters to life. Exhaust fumes pour out the tailpipe of the unit, down on the lobby floor some 20 feet below.
All right.
He throws a lever and the condor shudders to life, starting to move down. Suddenly, there is the piercing, painful shriek of claws on metal, and the raptor flies out on the air duct. Grant and the others shout as the raptor lands on the scaffold platform, which sways from the impact. The condor moves down, but slowly, as the raptor scrambles for purchase on the platform. It kicks several buckets of paint off the edge, which hit the floor and explode, sending paint flying everywhere. Grant moves the condor away from the raptor, but the animal springs right for it and lands on the railing, making the thing tip drastically to the right. They're all sent flying. Ellie lands on the T-Rex skeleton and falls down onto its leg. Grant is thrown over the side of the condor platform, but manages to hold onto the railing and dangles there 15 feet up. Tim and Lex are tossed into the ribcage of the T-Rex and land with a crunch. The raptor falls all the way to the floor, but springs up, least hurt of anyone. Ellie reaches up, grabbing the skeleton's forelimb, but it snaps in her hands. She falls backwards, but manages to hang on, her legs curled around the leg bone. The raptor snarls at her, leaping up from the floor, snapping its jaws just inches from her face. Ellie screams and pulls herself up to higher ground on top of the leg bone. The raptor leaps up onto the sauropod skeleton and climbs towards them, fast and graceful. The skeleton's ceiling cables strain at the extra weight, chunks of plaster crunching free. Grant, still hanging from the condor railing, manages to pull himself back up onto the platform and right it. The raptor, meanwhile, snaps at Tim and Lex, who are for the moment safely protected by the bones that make up the T-Rex's ribcage. The raptor can't bite through them, although it tries. Ellie, who still has the broken hunk of forelimb in her hand, hurls it at the raptor, but it bounces off harmlessly. The raptor whirls, climbs higher on the skeleton, and snaps at her from the other side of the T-Rex's open jaw. One of the ceiling cables snaps and fires down like a bullet, actually smacking Ellie in the back. She nearly falls, but Grant reaches down from the condor platform, grabs her by the arm, and hoists her all the way back onto the condor. The raptor lunges forward between the T-Rex's open jaws and snaps at Ellie, actually sinking its teeth into the flesh of her calf before losing its grip. Ellie screams as Grant pulls her aboard the condor. The raptor grabs onto the lower railing of the condor platform and tries to pull itself in, but it's stuck in the jaws of the T-Rex. Hold on! Oh, He hits the down lever of the Condor and throws the throttle wide open. The Condor roars to life, smoke billows out the back, and the thing starts to descend. The Raptor clinging to the underside, trying to climb up, but still wedged in the T-Rex jaws, climbs down right on top of the T-Rex skeleton, crushing it as it goes. Bones snap like matchsticks as the thing is crushed. Grant remembers the kids, still in the ribcage, and shouts to them.
Get out of there!
As the ribcage collapses around them, the kids squeeze out between the bones, tumble to the lobby floor, and get the hell out of the way. The Condor keeps going down. The ceiling cables are at their absolute limit now, starting to spin apart. The Raptor howls, trapped in the jaws of the Rex, which are clamping down as the Condor compresses the skeleton. Its forelimbs claw desperately at the Condor platform, leaving deep, bloody scratches. All at once, the skeleton cables snap. The Condor drops the last 6 feet hard, completely smashing the skeleton. The T-Rex jaws slam shut as the massive head hits the floor, sinking deep into the Raptor. The Raptor screams, the Condor whines as it pushes down, squeezing both living and fossilized dinosaur between the floor and the lift. And then the Raptor's howls cease. A huge pool of blood seeps out between the Condor and the floor. Grant turns it off. He moves to Ellie. He rips his shirt off and wraps it quickly around her calf to stop the bleeding. She looks up at him. No words necessary. He puts his arms around her and pulls her close to him. He closes his eyes and holds her as tightly as he possibly can. Across the lobby, John Hammond stands in the doorway, tears in his eyes. Tim and Lex race across the floor and hit him like a ton of bricks. He drops to his knees, holds both of them in his arms at once, and kisses them desperately.
Oh, thank God! Thank God!
Cut 2. Exterior. Helicopter landing pad, day. The helicopter rotors spin slowly to life as Ellie and Harding carefully load the still unconscious body of Gennaro aboard. Tim and Lex are already inside, strapping themselves in. Grant and Hammond walk slowly from the jeep to the helicopter.
The Costa Rican National Guard is on its way. They're going to kill them. They're scared as hell.
They should be. Come on.
But Hammond has stopped in his tracks. Grant turns back.
I'm not going.
Don't be ridiculous, John.
The fences are all back on. I'll be fine. I brought these things into this world. I'm going to make sure they go out properly. I think I owe that.
Grant looks at him, debating whether or not to tell him something. He decides he has to.
John, they would have all been dead in 6 months anyway. Every dinosaur Ellie and I saw had some sort of modern bacterial infection. You put them in a world they just weren't equipped for.
I knew. I didn't know why they were dying, but I knew.
Why didn't you shut down?
I thought I could fix it. I thought...
Hammond looks up to the sky, and he is a man who finally sees the folly of everything he believed. And says,
I can't control it.
Over at the chopper, the blades are really spinning now, the engines whining ready to go. In the chopper, Grant sits in a corner with Ellie, Tim, and Lex as the helicopter lifts off the ground. They stare out the windows as Hammond takes off his hat and waves it to them, growing smaller and smaller until he's just a dot standing in the middle of the open area. They turn their heads. All around the park, dinosaurs do what dinosaurs do. They all just stare at them, so harmless from up here. Ellie looks at Grant. Even after what happened, it makes me sad to think they're all going to... She trails off.
It's not their time, Ellie.
He puts one arm around her, the other arm around both kids.
It's ours.
Ellie takes his hand tightly in both of hers. Lex looks over at them. She reaches up, determined, and maybe just the tiniest bit jealous, and takes Grant's other hand in both of hers, just like Ellie. The four of them sit that way, in the back of the helicopter, huddled together, survivors. Out over the ocean, the helicopter sweeps low over the shimmering water. Up ahead, a huge flock of seabirds floats on the waves, feeding on a school of fish. As the chopper roars near, it kicks up the flock. Hundreds of birds sail off in all directions, powerful and graceful. As they move away, the reform as a flock again flying straight into the sun. Fade out.
That's it. Yep. And that's all.
Well,
Nice reading, you all.
Excellent job, everyone.
Yes.
Yep.
De-
Good job.
the ending is definitely a little different.
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
little.
some of it's
I
the
was
same, but some of it's different.
the dinosaur don't roar at the end.
I know, we didn't get the MFT,
It
the
was really
motherfucking
extended.
T-Rex. Mm-hmm.
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 No. Also, I haven't watched this movie in a while. It's been a minute. But was there that line where they are all gonna die in 6 months? Was that in that? I was like, I don't think that was
Mm-mm.
ever said. Okay.
No.
I thought so.
Obviously not.
I
There's
think
a
I think
whole,
there was something about that it's like they have bacteria,
yeah.
but I don't think it was
Mm,
like said that they will die.
yeah.
No,
But I
that was
remember
kind of
I
left
haven't watched.
out. Yeah, I think that, sorry, I didn't mean to totally interrupt you. Good, what were you gonna say?
No, I haven't watched it in a long time. I just remember that there was something that they looked at it from medical kind of point of view, but I don't remember how.
Yeah, it was a Triceratops. It was sick. I don't recall the one with the Brachiosaurus happening. I mean, there's that whole thing about life finding a way that didn't show up at all, like how they've adapted to the environment,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's usually kind of what happens is that they'll just adapt. But yeah, and also none of that, I don't know if you noticed, but it said the dinosaurs were its and not she's, because all the dinosaurs, at least, are female, except they crossbred the genetics with that of an amphibian. So eventually, like because of the environment, some of them can change sex to match to make life. So they find that as well. So that's something that is a difference because that's not mentioned in here at all either.
No.
Hmm.
And
I
the
this
famous scene where the guy gets eaten while in the toilet,
hmm
that wasn't there either.
no,
No.
and yeah, I mean Ian Malcolm obviously isn't there, but
Yeah.
also Lex with the computers wasn't there either. That whole scene was completely different in the end.
Which scene?
So in the scene at the visitor center, right after like they meet back up with Ellie and Grant, right when like one of the raptors tries to get into the visitor center and Grant's holding it closed and he's like, Ellie, the door, Ellie, and Ellie's trying to get the they both try to keep the door closed. They have the gun, but it falls, like it's just out of reach, and they're trying to get it. But if if Ellie tries to get the gun, the raptor's going to get in. So they're both trying to hold this over, and Lex and Tim are at the computer, and it's a Lex moment. Lex
Yeah.
and Tim moment in a way. She gets to like kind of save everyone.
Yeah.
But she's kind of a computer whiz, even though she's 12, which actually is not that far-fetched because I know a lot of kids that are like computer whizzes.
Yep. I got to see it last weekend, so
I
yeah.
have not seen this movie in years. I still remember it
Yeah.
like scene by scene.
I wanted to see it, but I think it's like for rent only. I couldn't find it like anywhere on like Prime or whatnot, so I'm like,
hmm
I'm not gonna go.
Did
It
I walk
happened
away
to
when
be on cable, so I said, okay, I'll watch it.
That's so funny.
did I miss Arnold getting
Yes,
yeah. That's
yeah,
the saddest thing in the
it
movie.
is.
He
Well,
should
that
not
and
have
Muldoon,
died.
I hated
Yeah.
Muldoon dying too. But oh, his scene, his iconic line, "Clever girl," is not in there.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
By the way, I was just like, oh, I've been summoned because I'm like, I'm a velociraptor. My little velociraptor heart was like, oh, the velociraptors have arrived.
Well, your dogs are great background noises for the velociraptor.
Yeah, I'm babysitting. I'm babysitting dogs right now, so they acted as perfect little actors for the raptors.
Oh.
So yeah, I love this. I love this movie. This movie was this and Lion King. When both of them came out, such iconic, like that, just peak movies for me. So they came out the same year, which is really funny.
Oh, did they?
hmm
Where did not realize.
1995. I think we actually, I don't know
Yeah.
if it was a double feature, but not 1994. 1994.
I think it was 95. I think that's what
I
they
think it was
said on the guide.
94. I thought it was 94.
Well, we can look it up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize how much
Jurassic
older the
Park came out
movie
in
is.
Oh,
than that.
1993. So never mind.
Oh no,
'Cause
everybody's wrong.
we're all wrong. I mean, I remember watching it in 94, but but you know, I was a kid. What do I know? I was
Lion
like
King
a
came out
little
in
kid.
94.
Lion King came out in 94. Okay, I was definitely sure about Lion King coming out in 94. But yeah, these were
Aw.
peak movies for me. I was basically, yeah, I was pretty young. So when it came out and I was like, ooh, so I don't know if I've seen it since then, but I remember it so well.
Made an
there-
impression.
Oh yeah. I mean, there are
What's-
certain movies that you just see once and like they just stick with you.
Wasn't someone here read the book? Was it much
I did.
different? Yeah, was it
I
very
read the
different?
I read the book a long, long
Yeah.
time ago.
Like at the ending? When they
The
see
ending
first
is
half,
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From both
Yeah.
the movie and for the script here.
Mhm.
Yep.
How
Mhm.
does it end in the book?
Well, Hyman dies in the book
Oh,
for one.
was
Almost
he?
everyone dies in there.
Oh,
That's so
like Alien.
sad.
I mean, almost everyone. But Hammond dies. Hammond's very different. It's funny because it's like you kind of get a little bit of Hammond from the books and you get a little Hammond from the movies.
Yeah.
And like, it's really interesting. Like, Hammond's kind of a complex character. I mean, he's definitely someone who's like, gets to learn from his own hubris and all that. But like, he kind of, yeah. The kids do live in the books. I think Grant and Ellie, I don't remember if Ellie's there in the books. I have to,
Oh.
it's been so long since I've read the books. Which apparently I remember less than this. Yeah, I think I don't remember. I know Ian Malcolm is in the books, and I know he's a bit different. And then yeah, there is some interesting changes.
Yeah.
So
No,
And Hammond didn't get to say, "Welcome to Jurassic Park" in this script. They didn't
oh
have him say
yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
wonder if that was I wonder if they added it to the script later or if it was just an ad lib.
Good question.
Or if they decided or they changed it, you know, from the you know, little voiceover in the car to John Hammond. They decided that was how it was. So that's interesting.
Hmm.
Anyways, I should get going. You guys this is awesome. I really love this.
Gonna-
It's always so good
gonna
to
go
see
too.
everybody.
Bye.
So have a
The
good
next
night.
one, I think the
Oh.
next one is Father Brown.
Father Brown.
I don't know Father Brown at all.
It's
That'd
a
be interesting.
British.
What do you mean, Father Brown, like the big series or
Yeah.
the movie? Oh,
No,
okay.
No, the
TV
series.
Oh, I love
He's
Father
a
Brown.
Catholic priest who solves murders in rural England.
It's
Oh.
it's in BritBox.
Oh,
If you
okay.
have it.
I don't have Breadbox, no.
Oh, it's
But
good.
anyways, I'm gonna go and take care of doggos and yeah,
And then
I will.
and then we have a week off, February 10th, and we'll put a poll up for film on for the 17th and 24th. So, and I'll get the rest of the schedule up hopefully later this week.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Okay. Looking forward to it. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good
Yeah, I
night.
need to get up myself. I've been sitting in this chair for way too long.
That's
Thanks
so
for joining
funny.
us, Jackie.
Welcome. Thanks for
You
having
did
me.
amazing.
Yeah. You were good way to end it.
Yes.
It's yeah, I watched this more recently. I think I watched this last fall, 2025, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, I still like this movie. It's still
One of
good.
my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
I love this one.
wonderful.
And then Kat said another one of my favorite movies, Alien. We should do that script.
Oh, I
That'd be
love
fun.
Aliens so much.
Did it not that long ago, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dang, I missed it.
But we'll have the Hunger Games coming up in April for you, Jackson.
Yes, I am
Ooh, I love the
right
Hunger
at my
Games so
birthday
much.
too. Oh.
I want to be Katniss if I'm available. And just putting it out there. I love her.
I'm so excited. I can't wait for
And
that one.
I want to be
Heather's
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, I actually met him in real life.
What? Oh,
Yes, he
that's
came to
cool.
the DC area for you know, the White House organizes like this event with like celebrities and the press or whatever. I forget what it's called. And he was there, and I recognized him, and I was with my Korean student, and I was like, "Oh, I think that's," and it was during the time of the Hunger Games. So I was like, "I think
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
you know, I even forget his name in
Woody
the Hunger
Harrelson.
Games, but
Oh,
whatever. Hitch
hey
Mitch.
Mitch. Hey
Hey Mitch,
Mitch.
thank you. I was like, Hitch,
Abernathy.
thank
Aberhappy?
you. And
Something
she
like
was like, "What? Is it really?" And I was like, "Well, let's
that.
ask." And I
Oh,
went up to him and I was like, "Are you Woody Harrelson?" He was lovely. He talked to us for quite a bit. He thought
oh,
I was a
that's
reporter.
cool.
I was like, "I'm an English teacher."
Oh, no. That's
You
amazing.
keep that one going, he might take you out for a meal.
Hey, I
Of
wish he
course.
invited us. Next time.
Oh, no. I can't wait. I love Effie Trinket's one of my favorites in the Hunger Games.
Oh, she's great.
Her character arc is so fun. I just love her. And I really like the newer Hunger. Like I've always loved Snow, so seeing him in the new where he's younger, that was really cool.
Yeah,
And like yeah, I just love those movies. This is the
me too.
first time I stayed up 24 hours.
Wow.
I watched all four of them and I was like, "Oh, I'm a big kid. Stayed up for 24 hours watching the Hunger Games movies." Oh, I love those movies so much.
I'm looking forward to the new one a lot.
Yes, yes, Haymitch's story. I'm
Let's
so
go.
excited.
It looks great.
I've already spoiled it all to me, but I'm so excited to see it in the film. Oh,
I'm not spoiled. I've not read the book.
oh,
Like I
it's
own it, but I was
great.
like, I'm not reading it until
I
I watch the
know. I
movie.
need to actually read it. I've just watched a lot of videos on it, and I'm like,
Mm,
I want it. I want to watch it. Oh,
it's
no,
gonna be fun.
it was great. It's gonna be great. But yes, I should header. Thank you guys so much. I have a puzzle to finish, so
Enjoy.
have a good night.
You too.
Good night, y'all.
Night.
Ciao. What are y'all gonna do with the rest of your night?
I'm gonna get some dinner and
Damn.
collect my act together and see what else I can accomplish. It's been crazy busy.
Can
Um,
only imagine.
I'm gonna actually put off the recording first, though. Here,